Guys, in this video we will be going through the process of cleaning my Girsan MC1911 Negotiator. Recently got a couple of videos on my channel on this gun. Go back and check those out if you're interested in seeing more content on this. This is an absolutely beautiful gun. And we'll just take a quick look at it here. I have been shooting it and I've been enjoying shooting it. It's been a lot of fun. But now it's time to clean it up. This is not a gun that I'm going to be shooting a lot, but I'll have to say it is very enjoyable to shoot. The way the grips feel in my hands, it is very comfortable to shoot. Very controllable gun. It does have the Picatinny rail. You guys can see all of the features on this, and trust me when I say that the camera is not doing this gun any justice. This is an absolutely gorgeous gun. Now what we're going to be doing is showing the disassembly and cleaning. We're not doing any type of modifications or anything like that, and we are in line with YouTube's published guidelines on firearms. I'm going to put a screenshot on the screen of what those guidelines are, and that is what we will be following. So the first step in cleaning any firearm is to always make sure that it is unloaded. So I'm going to press this gold nitride finished magazine release, drop the magazine out of the gun, set it over the side, make sure you don't have any ammo anywhere in the area where you're working. Now I'm going to open the action and lock that slide back. Okay, you can see the magazine is not in there, and we do not have anything in the chamber of this firearm. So now we're going to close that back, and then I always engage that safety. It helps to keep that slide from coming back when you go to take it apart. Okay. Now we can see our barrel bushing, everything. You want to make sure that you point this away from you because these springs want to come out of there in a hurry. So I'm going to depress this. I'm going to rotate that barrel bushing ever so slightly. You can see there we have it started, and I'm just going to continue, and I'm going to make sure that I keep my hand over top of that spring because it is going to want to come out of there very quickly, and I don't want to lose that. You can see there the gold nitride GI button. Very, very gorgeous. Very good looking firearm. Okay, now we have that set over there. I'm going to just rotate this over. And what we will do next, you can see here guys, the button that's on this side. I've got to disengage that safety. I'm going to pull the slide back until that notch lines up with the takedown lever. You guys can see that little notch just right there where my thumb is. I've got to get that lined up right here on the 1911 on against the slide lock, and then I just push that slide stop out just like that. You can see it. I push it up slightly, and if I can get my hands on it, there we go. Just like that. There is our slide stop. Now we can slide the slide and frame apart, and don't drop the guide rod. Okay, I'm just going to set that down there. Here is the guide rod and recoil spring, and it is the GI length guide rod, as you can see right here. Very nice. Set it to the side. Take note of the way that your spring came out. Of course, you can see how this one is on both sides. Some of them are not necessarily folded in on both sides, just depending on the 1911. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to take the barrel bushing, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, or well, a little less than 90 degrees counterclockwise, and then I can pull it out of the slide just like that, and that is going to allow me to pull the barrel out. I'm going to push that link forward just like that, and then pull the barrel out of this firearm. And before we do any cleaning, guys, just look at this. I'm telling you, this is not doing this gun any justice. The camera's not doing it any justice. Absolutely gorgeous finish. Girsan MC1911 Negotiator is an outstanding looking firearm. Okay, but we want to keep it clean and take care of it. So what I typically do on a firearm, once I have it apart, I will take some type of cleaner, depending on how much I've shot it and all that. And I'm going to start with the barrel, and I'm just going to soak the inside of that barrel. Okay, just like that. Maybe a little on the outside, and then I'm just going to set that aside and let it do its thing. Same here on the barrel bushing. Just go ahead, give that a spritz, just all the little parts. Okay, just give them a little bit of spray. just like that. The frame, do it the same. Now, one thing about this gun that I did not mention in some of my other videos, this is a Series 70 style firearm. Okay, what that means, and I'll just show you here on this slide, it does not have the firing pin block. Okay, it does not have it there. You can see here on the slide it is the Series 70. Okay, now I'm going to take the slide. I always will keep the spray to the front. I don't like spraying anything back there where the firing pin is. Okay, you don't want to get a bunch of stuff back on that and gum it up, and then you'll start getting light primer strikes. After I've got that done, just set everything down. What I'll typically do is pick up one of these brushes, and I'll put links to everything down in the description, guys, where you guys can go down and check that out, pick you up some cleaning supplies, and help support the channel. Now what I'll do, taking the slide, taking my brush, and even though I did not spray any solvent, any cleaner back here, I can take a little bit of that from where I sprayed it up front. That brush will pick some of it up, and then I can just clean all the way down on that slide. Okay, you want to get both sides. And then one thing that you don't want to overlook is the extractor. Okay, the extractor, this Firearm 1911s, it's right here, this little hook right here. You see it there? Where my finger's pointing, that little bitty hook. And what can happen is if you get a lot of buildup behind those, then you will have some failures to extract. Okay, so that's something that you need to take note of. Okay, always get that breech face, scrub it off just like that. Set that aside, pick up the frame. This is a nylon brush, guys. Don't use any kind of a steel brush or anything like that, especially on a firearm like this. I do not want to destroy the finish on this gun. This is not a gun that I'm going to be shooting much. Yes, I will have it out the range. I will be shooting it some, but I think that for the most part, this is going to be a good barbecue gun. Okay, a barbecue gun is one that you will want to show off, that you'll want to wear to the barbecue, to show off and impress your friends, that kind of thing. And I want you to notice something else. That hammer, everything in here, you can see just how well this is machined. We'll look at it a little closer once I get it wiped off. Okay, the finish on this firearm is very nice. It is a very clean looking finish. I don't see any machine marks or anything like that on it, and it's just super nice. Now once I do that, one thing that I'll do, you can get swabs, but I typically just use Q-tips, and take out a Q-tip out of the bag. These rails, as you can see here, I'll just take a Q-tip, go right down those rails just to help clean some of that stuff out. And there again, guys, this gun is not very dirty, but this is one that is probably not going to get extremely dirty over time. I will have it out and I will be shooting it, but not as often as I do some of my others probably. You can see there what we got out of there. So I'm going to get another Q-tip, keep going the other side. And this is not necessarily a step that you need to do every time you clean your guns. However, the more that you take care of them, the better off they're going to be, the easier they're going to be to keep clean, and the better they're going to perform. Okay, you can see there. Just get all of that down, even back here. And on a gun like this with that high polish, anything is going to show up. Any kind of tarnish or anything like that will show up. Okay, now that I've got the frame done, I'll do the same with the slide. Okay, take the slide, go right down the inside of that slide, right there on that rail, right there where that is. You can see there, we are getting some buildup. And it doesn't take much. There again, you keep it clean, it will clean up much easier the next time. Go ahead and get another Q-tip and do the same on the other side as well. One thing you want to pay attention to is not to let the Q-tip come apart and actually leave fragments inside your firearm. Just like that. Now the barrel, what I'm going to do, give it another spritz of cleaner. I'm going to take my brush, and again guys, check out the links down in the description. One thing that I do as I'm pushing the brush into the barrel is actually twist it. That way it helps to break up any deposits that are in that barrel, just like that. Okay. And you can use one of those patch holders to hold your patches, but let me show you another trick, and this is something that I always do. I just get a patch out. Old t-shirts work well for this, just whatever. But this is your standard gun cleaning patches. If I can get them separated, I'll just take one of these patches and I'll fold it over. And then I'm just going to stick it on top of that barrel, just like that. And take my brush. Okay, let's reset just a bit. Take my brush, push that patch through using the brush. Okay, just like that. Okay, and now I've got the patch run through. You can run through a couple times if you want, just really depends on how clean you want your firearm. And one thing that you do need to note, you can get these patches stuck into these bristles, these brushes, but that's no big deal. You know, there again, just twisting it as I'm pushing it through, and you can see there. Okay, we're fairly clean with this. Now just take a paper towel and wipe it off, just like so. Check your link. Make sure to inspect any components of your firearm. Make sure there's nothing that's loose, missing pins or anything like that. Okay, very, very nice, very high polished barrel, and that gold nitride finish, nitrate, however you say it. You guys let me know down in the comments below, because I'm sure I'm butchering that. The same here with our barrel bushing. Just wipe it off, and all the small parts. Does not take long to clean a 1911, and I'm actually doing this through the camera viewfinder just so I can make sure that you guys are getting a good view of this, and that way we're kind of also getting a good view of all of the pieces and parts for the Girsan MC1911 Negotiator. Beautiful firearm. Glad to have it, very glad to have it. Go ahead and get the GI button cleaned up as well, just like so. Now one thing you can do is take one of the Q-tips or something and run up in here, because you can get buildup inside these buttons. There again, they are enclosed, you know, so you do want to try to get those cleaned as well. You know, take your Q-tip, just go around inside of there, and you know, you don't get much of anything in those most of the time, but you can get a little bit of something in them. And now we pretty much have everything clean. I'm going to go ahead, take another paper towel, just to wipe everything down. Gorgeous, guys. Look at this. Look at this frame on this firearm. Okay, you can see those rails. Very nice, very nice. Absolutely beautiful gun. Once we get all that done, it is time to give it a little bit of oil and put it back together. Now, the type of oil that I use, if you have watched any of my videos before, this is one that I found. This is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I just like what they have. This is Cleanse oil. This is a very good oil, in my opinion. You can feel the way that it does on your firearms. You can feel the difference in the action. So, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to put just a little bit on the rails, and I have a tendency, guys, of using a little too much, especially in a firearm that I know I'm not going to be shooting for a while. I have a tendency of putting it up just a little bit wet, which is what I'm going to be doing with this one, because it's a beautiful gun. I don't plan on shooting it a lot, but I will be shooting it some, and I want it taken care of for the times when I do decide to shoot it. A little bit of oil on that frame. I'm going to go ahead and do the same on the slide. Okay, and again, I'm using much more than necessary. Give you guys a little bit of a close-up. Those lightning cuts, very nice, very grippy. I'll have to say the serrations on this gun are very grippy. You know that when you grab that slide that you've got something in your hands. Okay, adjustable sights, as you can see there. That front sight, that high vis front sight. But anyways, guys, go back and check out some of those other videos that I did. Now I'm going to take the barrel and I'm going to put a little bit of this cleanse oil on it as well, just a drop or two down inside there. And like I say, it's going to be wet when I put it up. Take the link, fold it down, set it back into the slide just like that. Drop on that link. You want to make sure that you keep it lubricated, and again, I am using way more than necessary. So any of you guys that want to go ahead and butcher me in the comments, go ahead, because I know that I'm doing it, but I'm doing it for a purpose. I'm taking, and then just for you guys that may be new, your barrel bushing goes in pointed, if you're looking at the barrel, to the left. Okay, I'm going to insert it into the slide just like that, push it all the way in, and then rotate it clockwise until it stops. Now I'm taking the spring, got to get the guide rod, don't forget it, just like that. Set it in there. You'll notice the way that that guide rod is, that half moon down on the bottom side, that's what sits against that barrel. Okay, set that back ever so slightly, just like that. And I will hold the slide upside down and take the frame and mate the frame to the slide. And once you get that started, you want to look through that hole just like that. Now I'm going to rotate it over, and you want to find that link. Okay, got to get it lined up just right. Okay, there I believe is where it is. So take my slide stop, reinsert it just like that. Okay, that's where we are. Of course, with this gun, I do not want to get an idiot scratch, so I need to be very careful. I'm going to pull this back, line it up with where it goes right here. Okay, that takedown notch. I will grip the takedown, or the slide lock, I will grip it with both hands basically. Get it lined up just right. You can see how I've got it pinched with my hand. Taking my thumb, pushing straight in. Just like that. Okay. Once you get it lined up just right, I don't have it there just yet. Okay, sometimes it can fight you just a little bit. Okay, and just bear with me. Okay, get that lined up just right. As you can see, there we are. Okay, push that back in. If you don't have that lined up just right, it's not going to go back together. And you can see there, no idiot scratch. So now I'm going to push this forward. I'm going to engage that safety. That way it will help hold that slide into place. Okay, now I'm going to take the GI button. Again, keeping this pointed away from you because that spring will come out of there. I'm going to press that all the way down. I'm going to rotate that barrel bushing till it catches it. I'm going to move my finger over, but you can kind of see there how it is captured there. I'm going to push that down to where I can rotate that on around, and there we go. It's back into position. Now we're going to function test it. Of course, safety is engaged, does not fire. I'm going to disengage the safety. I'm going to make sure that I'm not pressing that grip safety. Press the trigger. It does not fire. Now I'm going to grip it. I'm going to press the trigger, and the hammer failed. Now I'm going to hold that trigger down, cycle the action, and now I'm going to release and listen for a click. Okay? Very nice. Very smooth. Very nice. Now one thing that I wanted to mention about this gun is the tolerances on it. The tolerances on this gun are not as tight as a lot of your higher end firearms. This is what some folks would consider to be a budget 1911, but at the same time, guys, budget does not mean not nice. It does not mean that it's something not worth your time. I would not own this gun if I thought for a minute that it would not perform and do what I needed it and what I wanted it to do when I got it out to shoot it. Go back and check out some of the other videos that I did. I actually talk a little bit about a couple of issues that I had early on with defensive loads on this firearm. Go back and check those out. But guys, this is an absolutely gorgeous gun. I am very glad to have it. Beautiful firearm. You know, Girsan, you guys did a great job with this. I'm just going to have to say those grips are the only thing. I think that you should have come down, used a regular grip that is made for the magwell. But guys, just a quick video. Hope you like it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the Girsan MC1911 Negotiator? Love to know your thoughts, guys. Check out all the videos on my channel. Be sure to subscribe. Check out all the links down in the description, and we'll see you next time.